This is the time of year that you're looking for pumpkin or apple, something to make with those. So I'm going to do a pumpkin apple streusel muffin this morning. I'm going to start out with the streusel. We're going to take 1 tablespoonful of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to kind of mix that together a little bit before I add the other ingredients. Okay, I have that nice and mixed up, and to that I am going to add some pumpkin pie spice. Now if you don't have pumpkin pie spice, you can just use cinnamon. And I'm going to use only 1/2 teaspoon of that. It doesn't take that much. Add that to my mixture. Pumpkin pie spice and your cinnamon, your nutmeg, and all of those smell so good whenever you get those out and begin to cook with them. You're hungry even before you get to the rest of it. All right, now we're going to add 1 tablespoonful of melted butter. And I melted that a while ago, and it's already beginning to try to set up again. All right, finally. All right, mix that together. Okay, now we've got that mixed and it looks just like sand. And to that I'm going to add, maybe 1/4 cup of chopped pecans. Now you can use just whatever you want. You don't need very many of those at all. Mix those in, and then we're going to set this aside. Okay, and now for the muffin part. I have here in this bowl, I've measured out 2 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. And to that I'm going to add 2 cups sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of soda, baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1/4 teaspoon of our pumpkin pie spice. Now your pumpkin pie spice is mostly cinnamon, so if you don't have that, just substitute another 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon in that. And I'm just going to stir that up good. Okay, now I've got that stirred up pretty good. Basically you just want to get that cinnamon to where that it's evenly in there and you can see it in there. Now we're going to take 1 cup of pumpkin. And put in this little bowl over here. And we're going to add 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Mix that up just a little. Okay, that doesn't take long at all. And then to that I'm going to take 2 large eggs. Gonna beat them up just a little bit. and add them to my pumpkin mixture here. And then I'm going to add, I have here 2 cups of chopped apple. Now they don't have to be real fine, but I would suggest that you do not grate these, because when you grate them you have way too much liquid. So just 2 cups of finely chopped apples. And we're going to mix that in. Just enough to get them all coated. Doesn't take long at all. And then, because I'm a sweet person, I have here, and you don't find these all the time, but they're caramel bits. They're put out by Kraft, or the ones that I have are, and they're just little tiny ones. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to put about, anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 cup of these in my pumpkin. Now they're fairly good sized caramel, so that's probably about a cupful, half a cup, and I'm going to mix those in. And now we're going to mix those into our dry ingredients. So I'll see you in, about 15 minutes. Okay, it wasn't quite 15 minutes, but it does take a little while because this is a very thick dough. Now, whenever you're mixing it up, it mixes up on top pretty quick, and you think, wow, that was quick. But if you take your spoon, run it down, and bring it over, a lot of times there's the dry flour mixture will still be some down there in the very bottom, so be sure that you get all of that out. Now, I'm going to put mine in a muffin tin that has been lined, and then I sprayed the liners. Now, you do not have to put the liners in them. You can just spray your muffin pan and they'll pop right out. But for safety's sake, and the fact that I'd kind of like for these to come out and look good, I put the liner in and then sprayed the liners slightly. Now, what I want to do is add about, this is my 1/4 of a cup measuring spoon, and I want to fill these to where they're about 2/3 full. So it won't quite take that. And I'm just going to fill the rest of these. Okay, now I've got my little muffin tin done. This will make at least 24. So here's my first one. And now I'm going to go back and get about a teaspoon of that topping mix and put on each one of these. Now these are, the topping mix will be inside the muffin. And the reason I'm doing it that way is when I eat a muffin, I don't know if I'm not paying attention or what, but I end up with the streusel all over me from the top, and I don't get any of it. So it's like, nah, that's not going to work. We're going to put this streusel inside our muffin. And then we're going to go back in and we're going to take about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of that and just put it right there in the middle. You don't have to worry about spreading it out because as it bakes, that's going to kind of run down and it will fill that in. So I'm going to put these, fill these on, put that on top. Then I'm going to put them in a 350-degree oven that's preheated. And we're going to bake these anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes. And we're going to have to do the old toothpick test when we get them out just to make sure that they're done. Okay, my time is up and I'm going to see how they look. Yeah, they're nice. Okay. Well, they feel done. I think I'm going to just go on that. I'm going to let them sit here about 5 minutes and then I'm going to get one out. I'm going to eat it. Okay, We've let that cool for just a little bit. I'm going to peel off the paper. And make a mess. Okay, all right. And then let's cut that open and see where our streusel is. Besides the piece that was in my mouth there. Right along the top. Boy, that's good. Give this one a try. It's good for any time of year.